Boom, and we're live.
All right, boys, welcome to the podcast. And before I begin, I want to welcome in a very special guest. It's our new manager, the one, the only, BRYN Jungles. BRYN, welcome to the show, my man. How you doing?
Welcome, bro. No
Honestly,
longer
I'm feeling great.
defeated.
Excited for this season. Starting off with a bit of a rocky start, but good things take time.
What?
Still very early on.
Still very early on. I think the big question at home everyone has for you, BRYN, and this is important before we start, is why is Nick Folk still on the roster?
Well, you see, the play behind that is I want a kicker supremacy. So I know Nick Folk is a good kicker, but if I have Nick Folk and Justin Tucker, that's just less of a threat to me with any other team I face. See, I don't really care about Nick Folk.
It's just an edge, you know?
But because Justin Tucker's better. But I don't want to play against him either. So the one way I can ensure I don't play against him is by having him.
This is so five-head. I don't
sound logic.
I can't.
This is
my gosh.
Final week of playoffs logic, except it's week 5.
Oh my gosh. No, we've done that. Like championship weekend, you just pick up all the quarterbacks or whatever.
Yep, 100%.
Empty the bench. Whew, that's good. All right, well, I appreciate that. All right, a little different today. We're going to speed through the rankings as a whole list and then really dive into the ones that the rankers disagree on. So bottom 4, Kestner at 12 for obvious reasons. Jacob at 11. That's -1, Jacob. Last week, I said, Jacob, you're going the wrong direction. You're still going in the wrong direction.
Was it 8 or 9?
Kestner was at 8.
Oh, and then the one loss, and he's like, it's over. I'm blowing up the team. wait. Was this ranking pre or post Javonte trade?
Serves it right.
Was the 8 ranking post?
It was before the Javonte trade.
Oh, wow. So, if Javonte was still healthy and he won, then
he held on to Cup and he won. Yeah, he would have gone up.
Could have been.
No doubt. Jacob at 11, BRYN at 10. Big rise for BRYN. Let's go from 12 to 10.
2 spots. Huge gain.
Well, the first time getting you out of the last place, that's all that matters. You got to start somewhere. And a big win. Yeah, and a big win too. Your team actually put up numbers. You were in the locker room, really yelling at him, bringing down the salt, as you.
Give him a pep talk.
But BRYN's at 10, and then Guy fall from grace, tumbling. Guy, stop the free fall. He's at 9.
Oh.
Started the season at 1, is at 9, and I don't know how he climbs back out of it. Ken's at 8. Big rise for Ken, 3 spots, and I think we can start here. Let's start with Ken. I'm a lot higher on Ken than you are, Noah. Ken's team. Let me just read it out real quick. Justin Herbert, Derrick Henry, Khalil Herbert. Wow, 2 Herberts on the same team. How did I not pick this up? Khalil Herbert, Deebo Samuel, Drake London, Tyler Higbeast. I am stuck on a Thielen. On the bench, Singletary, Sanders, Boyd, Zay Jones kind of been pretty good. Alan Lazard. I've got Ken at 5. BRYN, where would you, if you just threw Ken up on a 12-person spread, where would you put him? Okay. All right. Some legit analysis. Noah?
I would not have him in the top 6 by any means. It's funny that he mentioned Herbert and Samuel because that's correct. It's not his running backs. His running backs are not dependable. I don't think. I don't as with the most of the rest of his roster. I just don't think it's going to be consistent enough for top 6. And he is 1-3, so there's some credence to that.
Okay.
I don't really love the depth. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Henry. You can't count on Herbert forever, or Khalil Herbert forever. So then, what happens when Montgomery comes back? I don't know.
Yeah, so Khalil Herbert, sure, is going to go away. Devin Singletary has been a skyrocketing arrow upwards with the snap counts. This last week, he got a discount. The weather was terrible, but is getting the work. Also, has Miles Sanders, who I'm pretty sure he's going to play this week.
Yeah, he should.
He's going to be kind of boom or bust, but on a fantastic offense. Derek the Yeti Henry is at full steam. Okay, I know he started slowly. The man's going to be 20 plus the rest of the season, barring injury. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. That's reliable stuff. And as you said, Herbert, Samuel, Drake London's been good. Tyler Higbee is like the tight end 5. He's been fantastic. 11 targets, 9 targets, 14 targets. Just saying. I think Ken needs a little more respect. I do know he's at 1-3. His expected wins is a -1, so he should be at 2-2. And just saying, you guys are sleeping on Ken. This is going to age really well for me and bad for you guys.
Perhaps.
Just saying. We'll see. All right, candidate. The next big, we start right here. Justin Kobayashi is at 7. And Kobayashi received a ginormous trade this today. Happened today. Cooper Kupp was added to his squad. Received Cooper Kupp.
Bombshell trade.
Yeah, and he gave away about it. A 2nd and a 3rd round pick to go get Cooper Kupp. And yeah, Bryn, right there. Let's full stop. Just on the trade, Bryn. Where are you at on that trade? Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? Yeah. It is.
What if Justin at week 7 is like 2-5? Does he like sell Cup? He's like, all right, no, I need my picks back.
I mean, maybe. I mean, oh god. So the rest of the roster: Jared Goff is the quarterback. I think he's hoping Dak. I mean, yes and no. Goff's actually pretty good for fantasy, but like I'm with you. I'm not like woohoo Goff. James Robinson, Joe Mixon, a solid RB1 and 2. Cooper Kupp obviously is fantastic. DK Metcalf has been consistent, not spectacular. Travis Kelce is an advantage at the tight end position. T. Higgins has been good too. So I think the starting lineup is fine. The bench I'm not in love with. Dawson Knox, Devontae Smith's fine. A McKenzie, Etienne, Connor. Again, I think he's hoping Prescott becomes the number 1 QB. I think he's fine. I mean, I don't 1-3. Topped 100 points for the first time last week. For the first time. Kupp will help him with that, but for the first time. And I've got him at 9. Like, Justin has himself at 3, and I really wish Justin was here to argue his point. Yeah. But he's got himself at 3, and I just don't see it.
It's not an earned 3.
No.
In 2 weeks, if he's 3-3 and putting up like 120 points per game, then we can reconsider. But he doesn't deserve a 3 yet.
Yeah, Brandon, you were saying something? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like you can't just jump the entire board because you had a Cooper Kupp.
Is Cooper Kupp 30 points better than his replacement? Maybe 10 points. Like, yeah, you could say 10 points. And then, okay, now he's averaging 100 points a game?
Yeah. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, not great. So Justin's at 7. And then the one we all agreed with, not the mark. It's Noah. Noah's at 6.
I'm just so consistent, you know?
So consistently
everybody knows what I'm about.
Started the year at number 1.
I have nothing exciting going on, just solid play all around, which makes me 2-2 because it's what I deserve.
So if you finish squeaking in at the 6th seed, would you be excited about playoffs? Like, do you think you have the ceiling team that can get there?
I mean, I'd be excited to make playoffs for sure in any instance. But no, I would not pick myself to win by any means.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me ask you, Noah, what is there a plan to alter that? Because like I think your team is just ho hum fine, you know.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
all right.
gonna like find a fresh pair of hamstrings and take them to Keenan Allen. Just be like, here you go, bud. I got you.
Donate them to Keenan Allen.
So I got Murray, Kyler Murray. Running backs are Christian McCaffrey and Dameon Pierce. When healthy, my wideouts would be Cortland Sutton and Keenan Allen. And then I got Darren Waller in the tight end spot. Bench would be Jeff Wilson, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Thomas, Pat Freiermuth. So I'm like super excited for Pierce. It's like if McCaffrey and Pierce are averaging 45 points combined a week, that would be so awesome. Kyler Murray?
Yeah. As he's
Why would
known to do.
that happen? I thought they always started slow and then got better as it went on.
No, Murray always starts hot and then peters out.
Dang, that sucks. Because I was hoping he would get even more consistent with Hopkins coming back. My plan is to trade for Justin Herbert. I think I said that before. Still the plan. Still the plan. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Don't worry, guy. Kyler's going to be great rest of the season. Hopkins is coming back.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you can just get him straight up. Go straight up Murray for Herbert right now.
I don't think so. I'd have to throw something.
I do like Dameon Pierce, like you said. I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Should Allen Robinson and Julio Jones be on my roster or on any roster for that matter?
Allen Robinson should be on the waiver wire.
Yeah,
and
probably.
Actually, Julio Jones should be too. In my opinion.
I tried to drop Julio, but my waiver didn't
I don't know
go
who I would pick up over them, but I think I would pick up like the potential. So, for example, last week I grabbed Romeo Doubs. Seems like he's building his connection with Rodgers. Looked great again this week. Justin offered me a deal. Oh, we lost BRYN. Justin offered me a deal, DK Metcalf for Dobbs straight up. And initially, I was almost going to be like, done. And then I looked at my roster. I looked at Metcalf in a situation, and I was like, I texted him back, this might be dumb of me, but I think I know what Metcalf gives me. What I don't know is what Doubs will give me, and it could be greater. So I'm just going to ride the wave. And I think that, like, those are the players I'd be looking for, not for Allen Robinson or Julio Jones, who are just like...
Well, yeah. And I think that's the right strat. I should be looking for potential breakouts or handcuffs, high-value handcuffs, and just putting them on my bench to beat the waiver wire. But, man, I would have taken DK in a heartbeat.
Well, and, like, I understand that. And like I said, I don't think that I'm in the right. I'm just saying that was my thought process of, like...
It's higher risk, but
higher risk.
If you can
but
afford
like,
the risk, then why not?
If I get a player that was 70% of what Devontae Adams, or even 60% of what Devontae Adams was last year, in Romeo Doubs, I think that's worth more than what DK is right now. Because I think we've seen DK's ceiling, and it's just going to get worse as these good matchups go away for Seattle. Again, DK is I think a fine player. I just don't think he's going to explode, and Doubs has the potential of that, if very small. All right. Noah at 6. Boom, bang, bang. Sam comes in at 5. And again, some disparity in our rankings. Sam is 4-0. Yeah, he was at 3. Sam is 4-0. And BRYN, where do you have Sam? I'll read you out his roster real quick. Stinky Pitts, and that's the highlight here.
Oh, he's Stinky Picks.
Patty
He's top
Mahomes.
3.
Top 3?
Yeah,
top 3?
Top 3.
Are you insane?
Nah.
Top 3. Okay, well, let's read the roster. Mahomes, JT when healthy. He's out this week, but JT when healthy. AJ Dillon, Jalen Waddle, Mike Williams, Kyle Pitts, Mike Heavens. And then the bench is Raheem Mostert, Treylon Burks, Juju, Rashad White, Tua.
Oh,
And you're saying
Tua,
that's top 3?
Brutal.
Well, he's got Mahomes, so
Yeah, but
it's not like he needs Tua.
yeah, I mean,
But
he doesn't have as much depth as I thought he did.
Waddle.
and it also seems like he's got like Mahomes and stuff, but it seems like most of his like starting roster are solid players, but not like all-star players. And so, but like
Yeah.
he's also been putting up
In my
a
opinion,
ton of points. So
well, has he though?
He should change his team name to be like Trapped in the Pit, because he's really stuck with Kyle Pitts, and it's just going to keep hurting him.
Sam is
didn't you put up a
He
ton
needs to
this
move
week, like
on.
100?
6th overall in points scored this season.
Oh, never mind then.
Like he's in the middle.
I'm bugging.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We're all sold. JT has so much shine on him. Jonathan Taylor has so much glamour, and he's not been good for fantasy. No one wants to admit it. No one wants to broach the subject. He was the number 1 overall pick. I'm saying right now, JT is a bust as the number 1 overall pick. Just saying it right now.
Ooh.
And the team was founded on that good standard. But Noah said it earlier. Tua hurts for Waddle. Waddle is not as good with. We saw it with Teddy B, and he's banged up. Mike Evans is great. Mike Evans is going to be great all year, all week,
Yes,
every week.
Mike Evans is great. But Waddle and Williams, I mean, Waddle is going to be down for a bit. It may be several weeks before Tua comes back. It probably should be several weeks. And then Allen will get back, which will at least hurt Williams' production a little bit. I don't think the Pitts situation is going to get better. I don't know. Man, that's kind of a rough 3-week stat line for Dylan. I want to still trust him, though. I still like him.
And they do have greener passes ahead: Giants, Jets, Washington. So maybe we'll see more out of Dylan.
Yeah.
But the split between him and Jones have hurt them both. Neither of them are a top 12 guy every week. You could get it. They both have the chance. But it's not consistent.
Not if Dubs emerges.
Yeah, well, Dubs is taking those targets. A lot of people thought that, we'd be seeing more throws to the running back spot. We're not seeing it. Mahomes is good. He's better than most of the quarterbacks in the league, but it's not an advantage over the other teams. Like me, Santos, and Josh Kobayashi have better quarterbacks, and those are the guys. Those are also the top teams. Like it's not like we have someone down low who's stuck with a really good queue. And then the bench is just not there. I'm down on this squad. I've got him at 7. And when I kill him by 20 to 30, depending on if Kamara plays, I think he might tumble down more as the other rankers catch up with me.
Yeah, he just needs to get some losses to accurately reflect the state of his team.
Exactly.
Just stop getting lucky.
Yeah, I think he's gotten extremely lucky. Sam is one win above expected wins as well.
But he is 4-0, so 2 weeks.
Sorry,
he loses the next 2 weeks. We'll see how his roster shakes out. Hopefully Taylor's back by then. Maybe Tua's back by then, so that bumps Waddle stock, and then he could be right back in the standing or competition for like top 4.
We'll see.
Because 4-0 is a great place to be. I wish I was 4-0.
Yeah, true. I do as well. And I should have scored the most by so much, and I'm still 2-2. It's very frustrating.
That's literally what I predicted. I'm just, no credit.
No. Right now, you'd either have your roster or mine.
That's not the point. If we're both in playoffs, I'll take yours. If I'm in playoffs and you're not, I'll take mine.
BRYN is having technical difficulties. He'll keep trying to come back in. He's texting me right now.
Bro,
it's not letting me stay in the thing. Is your connection bad? Sorry, I'm texting him.
So at 4.
Oh, he's back. Our boy's back. Sorry, continue.
Is it Santos? Is it Santos at 4? No.
Mark is at 4.
It's not. It's Mark.
It's Mark. Mark is at 4.
We didn't give you 4, Santos. You don't deserve it.
You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it, Santos.
Yeah, Mark at 4, bump of 2. His team rocks. What is he, 4th in points for?
4th in points for. Justin's super down on him, and I wish Justin was here so we could talk about
Justin
it.
has him buried. That's 7.
Yeah. BRYN, can you hear me? Okay, he's still working it out. But Chubb and Barkley are the RB 1 and 2 on the year.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's insane. Literally RB 1, RB 2, and Mark hit me up with a text after last pod and said, "You guys are disrespecting my wide receivers, and I don't appreciate it." because I have really good wide receivers. And I said, dude, I am not. I like your wide receivers. Santos was a little down on them. But the Brown brothers have been great for fantasy all year. A.J. Brown had a down week last week, but that game was Weather City. It was like rain the entire time.
Down 12 points. Like 12 is fine.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't like, superstar A.J. Brown. Play great in the rain. Njoku's been a great pickup.
He needs to trade for a quarterback.
Quarterback's the problem. And let me ask you this, Noah. I don't know.
Can't be starting Derek Carr.
Who would you go trade for? I mean, the waiver wire, you can stream. But, who has a queue that you go try to pick off?
If you can grab Tua.
Do we know if Tua's going to play?
He costs too much to not play. They'd play him and get him concussed again before sitting him for the whole season.
Who else, though?
I don't know. I don't know which teams have two quarterbacks because that's kind of who you have to target.
No, I think you have to go after a starter. I think if you want to be competitive, it doesn't make sense to me to go after somebody's backup queue.
Well, who are the bottom teams that may be looking to sell? You go after Trevor Lawrence. Actually, maybe not.
BRYN has Rodgers/Brady.
I don't know if I'd go after Brady right now, unless you want to buy low.
Hold on a second. Oh my gosh!
Justin has Goff and Prescott, but I don't think he would trade either of them.
No, and I don't know if I would want. I would want the Prescott or the Goff. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know how he fixes it.
Go for
Goff,
Goff,
that was the point.
Maybe not Prescott.
That was the point. I don't know how he fixes it. Yo.
He might have to sell some capital, but yeah, that's the obvious problem.
Okay, I got it.
Didn't what's his name hit the Carson Wentz is on the waiver wire.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Is he worth picking up?
I think I fixed it.
I don't know if Carson Wentz is worth picking up. I think it's matchup based.
QB 10.
Dude, he's been turbo cheeks. Have you watched the Commanders?
No.
It's bad. It's really bad.
8.7 points.
Dan Snyder needs
Bryn, we're talking about Mark's team.
Okay.
Yeah, he needs to go away.
You're
not
hate
wrong.
Dan Snyder.
The whole world hates that man. We're talking about Mark's team. Mark's at 4. Real quick, we read it out, but I'll read it out again. Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, A.J. Brown, Marquise Brown, Njoku, Amari Cooper on the bench, Bateman.
Geno Smith, QB 9.
Tyler Lockett's been good. Yeah, go pick up Smith, I guess. He has a ton of Ravens, but that's just how Mark plays the game.
I think you could do better streaming Smith and Wentz than just
tossing Carr and hoping for the best.
Tossing Carr in there, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So we're saying how Mark's
at 4.
At 4. Bryn?
Fine analysis there, Bryn.
No! He just texted me, bro. I don't know why it's giving him such a hard time. Recording continues smoothly. I'm sorry, people at home. We really want our boy in. I don't know why he keeps kicking him out.
All right, well, moving on.
Yes. So Mark fixed your quarterback.
Number 3.
3.
Jump of 2 spots.
It's Santos. Santos trades
will
away his
not
best
be
running
denied.
back. Dude, it looks the best it's ever been, Bryn. Whatever you're doing, hold the bunny ears there. Santos
attached to his phone.
Santos is at 3, and Bryn, I need to hear it. Where are you on Santos? The reality. Give me a reality check.
What's his roster?
Roster is Josh Allen, Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson wouldn't be the starter. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Stephon Diggs, Robert Woods, Zach Ertz, Gallup, David Montgomery.
Yeah, I like where he is.
You like it.
I think he's a
3 is a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-0.
Oh, he's top 3 for sure.
I look at his roster and I want to be sick, but I'm like, I'm the one who put him at 3.
Yeah. I've got him at 4. Noah's got him at 3. Bryn says he should be at 3. And the truth of the matter is, Zach Ertz is a good tight end, at least while D-Hop is out. And Josh Allen and Diggs didn't have to explode last week for him to beat you, Noah.
It's true.
He
Ooh.
didn't
These are facts.
He didn't need the Bills going ham to get the dub, and that's concerning for the rest of the league because we've been preaching.
And I was a top 6 team.
Yeah, you were. You had a good week. And there's a couple things here. First, a very savvy managerial move by Santos. He plugged in Josh Reynolds and cut him. Grabbed Josh Reynolds, got his 17 points, and put him back on the waiver wire.
How does he do it?
So Santos,
I was gonna before the match started, I was gonna post in the chat why is Josh Reynolds starting against me? And I would have been clowned so hard for that because I thought that, and then I did something else and I came back because he has 12 points. Oh, okay, right.
Greg Joseph, the kicker, also went ham. By the way.
Oh yeah,
18,
20
18 points from a kicker. BRYN, that's like Justin Tucker numbers.
We can't keep it up.
But yeah, Santos is here at 3. Brian Robinson's coming back, hopefully to shore up this RB room a little bit. But he did trade away DeAndre Swift for win now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And let's just talk about that deal while we're here. So the league experienced its first ever 3-way trade. First ever 3-way trade between me, Santos, and Jacob. And here was here's the information. I'm trying to pull it up so I get it exactly right. All right. I sent Clyde Edwards-Helaire to Santos. I send Jalen Warren to Jacob. I also sent a 6th-round pick to Jacob. I received DeAndre Swift from Santos and a 7th-rounder from Santos. Santos receives Clyde Edwards-Helaire, receives Antonio Gibson from Jacob, an 8th-round pick from Jacob, sends a 7th-rounder to me and DeAndre Swift. Jacob receives Jalen Warren, sends away Gibson, and gets a 2-round bump from 6th to 8th in the draft.
So I didn't realize Santos got 2 running backs.
He did. So Santos traded away DeAndre Swift to lock up 2 backfields of lesser value and a slight draft drop. I traded away a starting RB and a handcuff to get the best RB in the deal, but who's on a timer because he has an injury. And Jacob traded away a RB because he has a ton of them for some draft recoup after his deal for Najee, and also got the Najee handcuff.
I love it.
Isn't it phenomenal?
That's beautiful. That's trade of the year.
Isn't it fantastic? It's the greatest trade to ever go down. It's wonderful.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So
because I like it from Santos's perspective, even though he technically lost the best chip, I think it's the right deal for him. He did not have depth.
Right.
And I think if you have the boom of your 2-star players, you just need bodies to put up 10, 12 points every week.
Exactly. I had the capacity, and now CPAT went down and Kamara, and we'll talk about me. But at the time of the trade, I had the capacity to wait for Swift to come back because it should only be a couple weeks. And then Jacob was very happy with his starting running backs, wanted to recoup draft capital, and got a really quality handcuff. It was just this perfect amalgamation. It took me freaking 12 hours to put this deal together. I'm texting Santos, texting Jacob, what about this? What about that? And Lamart of the deal finally puts his Michelangelo Sistine Chapel together. and here we are. So, BRYN, I want to talk to you while you're here because we are talking trades. We're going to get to the top 2. I've traded with you. Obviously, we traded draft picks pre-draft, and I found you to be a phenomenal trading partner. Let me ask you, when you traded, I want to hear your thoughts. I know it was 2 weeks ago, but your trade for Jacoby Myers and Darrell Henderson. Talk me through that deal.
So I was looking at my roster, and Etienne was not. He clearly lost out his running back position to
Robinson.
Who was it? Robinson. And Josh Jacobs was possibly going to be injured for that week, so I needed another running back. So that's why I wanted Darrell Henderson. And then Jerry Jeudy as well as who else was it? It was another one of my receivers that was supposed to be injured. Pittman, that's right. So I needed another wide receiver to fill in. So I was just like researching, and Jacoby Myers looked like the option. But that was before he got injured, sadly. So that's what I kind of saw the trade for. And I feel like I really didn't lose much in that trade. So, I mean, like 15, like I gave him
I don't
like
think so
15.
either. I think Etienne's still done nothing. Fab. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm with you. I think that, I don't think Etienne was a piece. And I like the upside of potential of Myers. I would just really wanted to hear your side of it because I know when it went down, we were all like curious as to who you were after. Was it Henderson? Was it Myers? But interesting to see your kind of broad stroke approach of just trying to fix the roster. Right. Absolutely. On Myers. Right. Yeah, you were going to spend it anyway. All right. I'm with you. Cool. All right. Interesting.
I think I did that too.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, I feel like the haul would have to be pretty big. Yeah. You,
All right.
I mean, you kind of
should
should
only
be.
trade when you're like fleecing people.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So, well, I mean, unless it's a three-way piece deal from heaven. No,
I was just
no,
checking.
I'm with you. This league is filled with sharks. There is not there's not a non-shark among us, and so I think you've done a really good job.
See, I do this too, but like there are certain traders where you know what you're doing when you send a low ball. So like for example, I'll send a low ball to Josh. He's like, this won't work, but let's keep working. Or I'll send a low ball to Santos and be like, yes, I can't do that trade, but let's keep talking. But then I'll send a low ball to BRYN and he just like never responds. or to Ken and it's like just no communication. Or to Guy and Guy's like gets insulted.
Yeah, Guy is like fast off. He's like, oh hell no, shut up. I don't want to talk
like
to you
how
anymore.
dare you even offer that?
Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of Ken too, so I found out. Oh, fine. Let's finish the rankings real quick. Sorry. Brain keeps cutting in and out. Sandoz at 3. Good job. Josh is at 2. I'm at 1. We're hot and cold. We all have each other at I've got myself at 1. Noah's got me at 1.
Oh, Josh was 2 last week?
Josh was 2 last week, and I was 1 last week. So the top 2 haven't changed. And kudos to Josh, by the way, kicking my butt. Good for you. Your team is very good. I'm not saying your team is not good. I think your team is very good. I just wish I could play you every week to show you that my team is better. But hopefully we rematch in the playoffs and I get to show you anyway.
It's a fight, man.
Bryn's fighting for his life over there.
Do you have any other apps open on your phone? Like turn them all off, brother.
Just go stand next to the router.
He's checking right now.
I'm closing them all.
Shut it all down. We're talking about 1 and 2. I'm at 1. Josh is at 2. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're talking. I'm at 1. Josh Kobayashi's at 2. We played this last week. Josh did beat me.
Didn't Josh get last
but like I said,
last year?
he did no.
No.
He was last 2 years ago.
Oh.
He was last 2 years ago. Jacob was last year. Yeah, but we named his team last year. That was the punishment.
I like 12.
Jacob is I like 12. Jacob is I like 12. Yeah. But yeah, TJ's jock and strap, and I went down, and I texted Josh before the game, and I said, if I lose, I'm blaming it on the jock and strap picture. My team was too distracted. And TJ Hawkinson killed me this week. That's who I lost to. So I texted him. I was like, I told you it would be Hawkinson's fault. But yeah, I've got players coming back. I think that the team as a whole, but we're all I don't really need to dive in. The bottom line is Noah and BRYN, you can weigh in too, obviously. You would prefer my team to Josh season long, right?
Oh, yeah. I got trade history with you.
Yeah,
I got
Noah?
trade history with Josh.
Yes. Wait, what was the question?
Yeah.
Luke's team to Josh's team?
Yeah, season long. It's close, but you prefer mine.
Let me take another look. Earlier I said yours, but let me take another look.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is Lamar at home. Come on.
I think he's right up there with him.
I think he's the RQB3.
It's so annoying that Hawkinson is coming off like a 35-point game, because if he just goes right back to 5 points a game, then this is a really easy decision.
Yeah, I think Hawkinson will be better.
Yeah, I think with the Swift ad, it's going to be you. Yeah.
But anyway, again, not taken away. This is not Josh got the second best team in the league, and I think there's a big tier jump. Like I would take me and Josh roster over. It's a big tier jump in my opinion. That's our rankings. I want to talk some of these trades that went down, as well as real quick, just a commissioner break. Hanging out with Ken today, and I found out a couple weeks ago on the pod. I said, Ken, tell me why your team is called Going Undercover, because I didn't understand it at all. And he said today he was like, oh man, I've been in South Africa for the last month, and I literally could get Wi-Fi 2 days a week for about 15 minutes. And so I would try to set like a waiver pick, and then I would try to make sure that my roster was good. And he was like, so essentially that's why I named my team name, because I was going underground. Like I was going undercover. I wasn't going to have Wi-Fi, and I was just trying to gut it out for the first month. And I was like, you should have told me you were going to have Wi-Fi problems. I could have helped you out. And he was like, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't communicate. I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have service. So we should have Ken back at full strength here, which is really funny. But yeah, he said he'll be changing his team name soon. So I'm excited to see what he comes up with. But some of the trades that went down between last week and this week, first off is the Brandon Ayuk for George Pickens. I sent away Brandon Ayuk. I picked up Pickens. And I think we don't talk long about this one, but the big one here was I've been hunting Pickens since the draft. You all heard me lament in the draft that Pickens got drafted and I wanted him. And I really was racing against the clock because I knew, or I had assumed anyway, or my belief was that when Kenny Pickett entered the lineup for the Steelers, Pickens' value would skyrocket. And that's what we saw. Kenny Pickett enters the lineup at halftime. Kenny Pickett sees 6 targets and gets 84 yards and a half.
It's George Pickens, right?
Yeah, George Pickens.
Okay. You're saying Kenny Pickett and Kenny Pickens.
Oh, my bad.
Kenny Pickett
George Pickens,
and George Pickens.
Pickett to Pickens is going to be awesome, right? Pick. Pittsburgh.
No, that's a team name right there.
But anyway, Pickens. Anyway, so I'm really excited. I was able to sneak the Pickens deal because I think Kessler would have charged me more after this week. So I'm glad I have him. We talked about the 3-way deal. We talked about the Cooper Kupp trade and how wild that is. And then most recently, I just traded today, right after waivers, for Isaiah Pacheco. Do you guys want to talk about that, or are you're living with that?
I don't want to talk about it because I underbid.
It happened, and we're moving on. Oh,
I had it at 6, and I was like, 6 is too high. I'll go 3.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Pacheco. He can't be that good if Bryn hasn't heard of him. Okay, well, we guess we don't have to talk about it. I really wanted Pacheco, and when I didn't win the bid, I immediately texted Sam, I'm trading for Pacheco. And he said, all right, let's work out a deal. And then I got the deal done, and Santos texted me and said, I find your tradability very annoying sometimes, because he was going to gear up to go get him. I'm like, no, not now. But yeah, a lot of movements, a lot of roster movements. We've talked the whole rankings. Bryn, I'm sorry that you've been in and out, but do you have any thoughts? Like, I want to hear you get your first dub this week. Tell us about how that feels.
Oh, come on.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna iron up his focus.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you meant when you posted that.
Yeah,
I understand now.
I thought it was like between you and him. Like you had benched him, and he was like, "No, Bryn." Oh, that's so funny.
His records will never be broken.
I mean, he's got Atlanta this week, which is going to be a smash. Pittsburgh, Carolina, Baltimore, the Rams, Seattle. Oh my gosh, Tom Brady's going to eat. He's going to eat. All of his boys are back. You might be right, Bryn. This could be a turning point. I really like your starting lineup. I just think that your bench sucks. I think that too. Yeah, but like Jacobs has been good all year, and I think they figured out like, wait, maybe we should feed him more. Like he's been good in the NFL. For fantasy, he's been okay. Yeah. And Dalvin Cook should bounce back. Like you're. Yeah, I think so. All right. Okay, well, Noah, you were going to say something?
Nope. I think we're good.
I think we're good. Like I said.
Any hot takes for the week?
Yeah. I've got Sam by 30. I'm beating Sam by 30 if Kamara plays. Oh, I almost forgot.
Can I pick that as my almost upset of the week?
Yeah. I almost forgot. We have one more thing of business. Almost forgot. 3 weeks ago, Noah and I made a bet.
Oh, yes.
Noah and I made a bet, and the bet was that after the Dak Prescott injury, Noah was sure, he was convinced that they were going to lean on the run game and that Zeke was going to have more points than CeeDee Lamb. And I said, hogwash. No. And after 3 weeks, Zeke has scored. Let's do the math real quick.
Less.
Is there 15 plus 5?
Probably by like 16, 17 points less.
23 plus 2. All right, 28 points. 28 points across 3 weeks, which, by the way, is terrible. And CeeDee Lamb has scored 36, 40, 47 points, so almost double the points. So
19 points.
The punishment is that I get to name Noah's team for a week, and I get to change his profile picture.
Is it prepared? Are we ready?
So I don't have the profile picture quite yet. I can't show it on screen anyway.
I'll edit it right now.
The league will see it. But the team name for the next week is I'm an overrated manager.
That's just cold hard facts. That's actually so true.
So yeah, the team picture is still in the works. But a little hot drop. because for years Noah sat at the number 1 spot in the rankings of the manager rankings.
Couldn't be touched.
And
Unanimous.
I overtook him last year, and now it's come back for you, buddy.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, this is always fun. BRYN, we lost him again. It was good to have him, and we're gonna wrap it up. All right, everyone. Peace.
Peace.